everyone, welcome to week 40 baby update. I'm Victoria Leone. This is my second baby, baby boy number 2. His name is Colt. I honestly did not think that I would be making this video. With my last baby, I actually went into labor on his due date, so I didn't get a chance to post his 40-week video. I'm really surprised to have made it this far. I'm 40 weeks and 3 days as of today. Today is Monday, May 9th, so by the time you guys see this, it will only be like at least a day or two, so you're going to be right up to date with how things are going with me right now. I have a lot of updates. I did have a doctor's appointment today, so I want to share that with you guys first. But before I do that, please consider subscribing, and you can follow me on social media as well. I do post more immediate updates on TikTok. TikTok will also be the only place that I will post when I actually go in labor. Unless I make it to my induction date, then you guys especially on Instagram, will probably know. But who knows what could happen between now and my appointments that I have coming up. So let me show you my footage from the doctor's appointment today. I said I didn't think I would make it to my 39-week appointment, but I have to say I really did not think I would make it to my 40-week appointment. I am genuinely surprised. Now I know for next time to not mentally prepare for him to be early. I've had some pretty rough days, like mentally, because I thought that he would be here by now. It's hard to go past your due date, not just physically, but especially mentally, because you're just not prepared for that. Anyways, I have my appointment here in a bit. I'm not only going to get a cervix check, but I'm also going to ask her about possibly a membrane sweep today. I did 2 with Connor, and I don't feel like they made a difference, but since we're so far along at this point, I'm way more progressed than last time. Maybe it'll make a difference this time, and I honestly really don't want to get induced. I would rather my body go into labor naturally, but we are going to also talk about an induction today, just like the possibility and what that might look like. So I will fill you guys in on that. But right now, I'm going into Fred Meyer because I am almost out of Tums, and it would be a huge problem to not have Tums. I can't go through a day without having like a bunch of Tums. So I'm gonna go in and grab some more of those. I got the loot. I also got some Ferrero Rocher because I feel like I deserve it at this point. Just made it to my doctor's office. I'm 10 minutes early, but I'm just gonna go in. I'm 4 centimeters dilated now, still 70% effaced, and still at the -1 position, but I did also get a membrane sweep like I talked about. It was not as uncomfortable as I thought it was going to be, and she suggested that she be like a little bit more aggressive, because if we're going to do this, then let's try to make it help. And actually it really wasn't bad. It was just more like pressure. I did also take a Tylenol before this though, because I was so paranoid about it. We're gonna schedule an induction for next week just to get on the schedule. I don't think I want to go past 41 weeks, but at this point I just don't want him to be in there too long. Still trying to just trust my body and just wait, but just in case anything does go wrong, we wanted to have something on the schedule. So I have a little bit of progress, which was really encouraging. I've said before that I always pray for progress in one of the 3 categories, so whether or not his head is lower, or I'm more effaced, or more dilated. As long as there's a little bit, then it does help keep the spirits up. But we did do the membrane sweep. I really was surprised that it wasn't really painful. Honestly, the cervix checks have been a lot more uncomfortable than the membrane sweep was. The cervix checks have been almost like a little bit pinchy. This was the, I think, 5th one that I got. She did the membrane sweep right after that, and it honestly just felt like pressure. Like it didn't hurt at all. So that was a pleasant surprise. And like I said in the video, she was a little bit more aggressive with it. They did call me just a little bit ago and we scheduled the appointment. So I have an ultrasound set for Thursday. She said it's going to take about 45 minutes. They're going to put me on a monitor, or put baby on a monitor, and then check fluid levels and everything too, just to see and make sure like everything's doing okay. If all goes well there and he still isn't here, then I have an appointment scheduled on Monday for an induction super early in the morning. And I told my husband, and he was like, holy cow, it's really early. And I was like, I know, I am not a morning person, so I'm not looking forward to going to the hospital that early. I can't even remember the time that I've had to get up for like a specific appointment. Getting up for babies, that's totally different. You're in your own home, but getting up and having to be somewhere, it's been a while since I've had to do that. But you know what? At the same time, we could have to get up in the middle of the night, like even earlier, and go to the hospital and still be up like all night long and not get any sleep. So going early in the morning is really not too bad. I asked her too specifically like how the routine would go with being induced, because from what I read online, they oftentimes will break your water first, and I had such an uncomfortable experience when they broke my water with my last baby. And I don't know if it was just a combination of maybe I had a contraction right then or wasn't very dilated when they did it. There's a lot of variables that could contribute to the pain that I felt. I asked her if I could get the epidural before they break my water, and she said that's a possibility. I really want to have a better experience this time than last time, so I think I might be a little bit more adamant about getting the epidural before they break my water. But she said likely what they would do is start me on Pitocin and see how my body reacts. But like I said, I'm really gonna push for the epidural. I want to have just a little bit more of a calm, if that's even the right word. Probably not. I'm sure there's a better word, but I just want to have just an overall better experience this time. But again, like I said, we could be skipping the ultrasound and the induction altogether. He could come tonight even. It's totally just up in the air. Anything could happen. The membrane sweep could really be effective and be the thing that just pushes me into labor. And when contractions do start, I am a little worried about like getting to the hospital on time, just because I am farther along. Or even if my water breaks, I'm like, should I go to the hospital right away? I don't know. Or should I labor at home for a while still? Like, what if things go from like 0 to 100, or I should say 4 to 10, like super fast? I don't know. There's so many questions like up in the air. Pregnancy is so confusing, and every single one is different, so there's really no distinctive game plan that you can make because anything could happen. Honestly, I'm trying to also still mentally prepare myself for a natural birth, even though I'm really hoping that, you know, things work out with the epidural this time. But just in case, it's 100% better to be mentally prepared, to just go through the trauma, go through the pain, be as prepared as possible. If you haven't experienced it yet, be as prepared as possible, just to have the mindset that that could be a possibility, because when you go in expecting it to be easy, it is way harder. It is so much more traumatic. So like I said, hopefully things work out, but we'll see. This last week was strange. It was almost a little bit easier. Since I was past the stage of him being like early, I was almost like more calm about him coming anytime. There was a couple days that I just had a lot of emotions and I just was mentally and physically just exhausted. Just hanging out in bed today. It's officially one day after Colt is supposed to be here, or his due date. I know that's not like a for sure date, but you kind of hype yourself up like, oh, that's the date, the date, and then when it passes, it's just like, it's so challenging, and emotionally you just don't expect to go past your due date, I guess. My husband Tony took Connor to like some plant event or something with my father-in-law, and so they're out for a little while, which is so nice. So I'm just laying in bed. Had a rough like couple nights. No signs of labor yet. I've just been praying for clear signs so that I know like, okay, things are finally moving along. He has to be here soon. Like, it has to be soon, so just waiting. But overall, there's been a lot more like peace this week, and I'm just trying to be as patient as possible and waiting and just praying for a clear sign, praying for strength, praying for more patience. I know it'll be soon. Thank you guys so much for following along on this journey and being so supportive. I'm just so thankful for all your prayers and all of your interest in our family. I really hope I'll be able to update you guys with an announcement very soon. Follow me on TikTok because that's when I'll be posting. I have a video ready to go, recorded. You just press post when I'm finally in labor so you guys can be notified on there, but I'll probably take a break from social media for a couple days. I love posting and like involving all of you, so I might end up just posting anyways, but I also kind of want to take a break, so I'm in between. But anyways, here's my 40-week bump update for you. Please consider subscribing too so you can be notified when baby boy is here. I also have that baby book that I am beyond excited to share with you guys too, so that will be coming very soon as well. I hope you're having a wonderful rest of your day. I'll see you very soon. Bye.